Yo everybody, what's going on? This is Keegan from Kman Reviews. If you enjoyed this review, make sure to hit that like and the subscribe button. We are almost at 50 subscribers as of recording this video, so make sure to hit that subscribe button. And if you have any opinions at all you would like to share, leave them down in the comment section. Alanis Morissette. Such pretty forks in the road. Alanis Morissette, legendary Canadian singer, songwriter, record producer. She's mostly well known for her 1995 album Jagged Little Pill, which sold more than 33 million copies internationally and was even converted into a full-blown musical. However, what a lot of people don't know is that she didn't just go down as a one-hit wonder. She's been putting out records rather consistently since then, with this actually being her 9th studio album as of recording this, Such Pretty Forks in the Road. Supposedly, Alanis has been working on this album for 3 years, premiering various songs across different podcasts, but now we officially have the full album here. So just how good is it? Let's find out as I review this album track by track. We'll start off with the singles, with there being 4 of them. The first one being Reasons I Drink, which, wow, this really clicks with me. Very solid and prominent pop rock style. The piano, while a little bit flat and stagnant, provides a fairly solid melody and blends in with Alanis' higher, poppier vocal timbre. Speaking of her vocals, it hasn't lost a touch of its original flair. She's still got an incredibly unique and distinct voice, like it's originally meant to be for some indie scene, but the power she possesses could easily give her a strong radio hit, almost like a slightly weaker Adele. Lyrically, the song is about addiction, constantly being stressed out, and how it's essentially become a mainstay in her life. Beautiful song, I love it. The second single and the album opener, Smiling, really takes a lot more of a traditional alt-rock style, with the main melody being much more subdued, being replaced for a very somber, melancholic guitar playing, and the drums providing an almost defeatist tone to the track. Alanis' vocals definitely got toned back a bit as well. She sounds much more hopeless here, but still delivers some wonderful falsettos and powerful passages. This song was originally written for the Jagged Little Pill musical as a new track, but was then thrown onto this album, and with these lyrics about presenting yourself in one way but internally falling apart, it's such a fantastic standout. Worth a listen. The third single, Diagnosis, is a pure piano ballad through and through, and I'm also really enjoying this song. Of course, the main thing here is the piano, which definitely feels a lot more wholesome, especially combined with this beautiful string work that comes in a little bit before halfway into the track. And while Alanis may not be giving the most heartfelt vocal performance here, it's still plucking at the heartstrings as she's singing about her presence as a celebrity and how she doesn't care how people perceive her anymore. Yet another great song. And the fourth and final single, Reckoning, opens up like this extremely sentimental and vulnerable song, with his piano just conveying that sadness tenfold. But then when the guitar and drum work make their entrance, it turns into this grand, theatric, nearly operatic piece with some more string work and choired background vocals. I kinda wish Alanis would have delivered these lyrics a bit more powerfully. It could have been a spine-chilling track, but I still enjoy what we got here. Although lyrically it does make sense, being about sexual abuse, actually giving a rather detailed and vivid story, it is enough to jerk some tears. Not an easy listen, but a wonderful song regardless. Now for the rest of the tracks. Ablaze is a song that I've completely fallen in love with. It's this from-the-heart, passionate guitar ballad accentuated by some calm, almost reassuring drum work to make it not feel completely empty. Alanis is really showing her cards on this track, especially vocally. It's probably the most heartwarming and honest I've heard her so far on this album. And lyrically, it's incredibly touching, about her children and how comforting it's meant to be for them, how dedicated of a mom she truly is. After all, she wants to keep the light in their eyes ablaze. Absolutely gorgeous, probably my favorite track here. Missing the Miracle is yet another elegant piano ballad, but what really sets this one apart for me from all the rest is the combination of all these elements in the previous tracks. We have the string orchestra in the background, yet again fantastically performed, but this time Alanis actually delivers tear-inducing vocals, and the melding of these two forms into such a beautiful moment. It's like hearing the angels call, so warm, so heavenly. Lyrically, it's fittingly about marriage, seeing the beauty in one another, healing and mending each other's wounds. Yet again, another standout for sure. Losing the Plot opens up like another standard piano ballad, but it is so much more than that delving in. First off, the piano is very somber at the beginning, but then slowly proceeds to build up with these echoed, heavy drum poundings, continuing to escalate and transforming just a halfway through into a grand alt-rock power ballad. It's very compelling to listen to and immerse yourself in. And lyrically, it seems to be about the struggle of being a mom at home, or a superwoman, in her own words, laying down the cape and wanting to do other things. Great song, also worth checking out. Sandbox Love takes us out of the slight ballad monotony we've been in and puts us into the classic indie rock jam. The guitar strumming here is very wholesome and pure, even if it is slightly in the background, and Alanis' vocals almost seem a little bit too poppy for a song like this, especially when that chorus comes in. I think she goes slightly overboard, and when compared with what these lyrics are about, basically singing about having gone through this history of sexual abuse and now wondering what a healthy relationship and healthy sexual intercourse could be like. Great song, I love it. Her is... Whew, this one's tough to sit through. Everything about this track is so gutting. The piano work is probably the most depressed on this album, and Alanis' singing just pierces at the heart. The melodies are weirdly cleansing to listen to, except for some of the falsettos. They kind of drag you back to reality for a second. Everything else here, though, is nearly perfect. It's such a beautiful listen, and these empowering lyrics with the title of the track, Her, kind of meaning this divine concept of femininity, almost like a grand motherly figure searching for empathy. Another one of my personal favorites here, absolutely worth checking out. Nemesis would probably be the one track off this album I would list as a worst. And it really has nothing to do with the actual music itself. I really enjoy the atmospheric, melodramatic combination of these pulsating drums and the operatic string sections and Alanis' vocals. I'm just not a fan of the 6-minute long runtime. The extra minute of nothing at the end is really redundant, seems like it's just there to kind of pad out the runtime. If it was just 5 minutes, maybe even 4.5, it would have been great. Lyrically, it is actually pretty simple about being afraid to change, but it is written in such an entrancing way. Unfortunately, if I had to pick a least favorite, it would be this one. And finally, the closer Pedestal, unsurprisingly, is one final pure piano ballad to close off this album. And yet again, it's absolutely a wonderful song. It's another one of these tracks that's accentuated by this beautiful string section, but Alanis ends up staying in her lower register, giving the tune a bit of a chilling feeling to it, very grand and luxurious, which is very fitting. Lyrically, it's a song about remembering that you're still human. Even if you are some big celebrity, that pedestal still comes crumbling down. Beautiful closer, great song. Overall, yeah, I definitely fell in love with this album over the time I've been listening to it. Alanis is still an entrancing, almost hypnotic songwriter even after all these years, and she still knows her way around a good melody, and I'm very happy to say that this will most likely be in my top albums of the year. I'm feeling a 9.5 out of 10 on this album. Well guys, hope you enjoyed that review. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.